Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
Like, why do they put so much energy into black venues? Like, why do they need to put themselves into black venues? I mean, like, when you think about it, like, we don't, if a white, like, there's like a whole bunch of racist websites out there, like Stormfront or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see black people going out of their way trying to troll on racist white websites and all that. So why do they bother with us? I mean, we don't really think about them that much.
Because we don't need them; they need us. That's the. I mean, I can't put it any clearer than that. They need us.
Can I make a quick
the reason
observation?
why this country is the way that it is now is because of 400 plus years of free slave labor. They've always needed us. We don't need them. That's why we don't even have a real issue with them calling us nigger to a certain degree. I mean, most black people want to be left alone. Like, after slavery was over, we didn't form any KKK and go killing white folks. Even after everything that they did, all we wanted was always to be left fuck alone.
That's the same thing about the news. Like, when the whole Marcus Garvey movement happened, I'm like, why would you stop that movement from happening since you hate it so much?
Right.
I mean, they had, like, a whole, like, force and infrastructure trying to get people out. I don't know why they had to, like, stop it.
It's the contradiction like that I talk about. It's like, you don't hate us. Come on. You don't hate us. What you do is you remind. It's like the way that I compare the relationship between us and white folks is, let's say you was in a relationship and you had a girl that you was really abusive to, and you cheated on her, you treated her like shit, but you didn't break up with her. You're still in the relationship together.
Yeah. Every
time you see this girl, you know you did her wrong, but see, psychologically, human beings are only going to admit, like, if you did something wrong to somebody, over the course of time, you're going to start having resentment toward the person that you did something wrong to because their presence reminds you of what you did. So they don't have to say nothing. Like, let's say the girl never brings up what you did, but her mere presence there, you're going to start feeling like, well, man, what, you think I'm supposed to feel guilty now? And she ain't saying nothing. That's how white, isn't that the same that they do with us? Like, they have this, when you hear them talk, they'll say something like, oh, well, I'm not supposed to feel, you expect me to feel guilty. I'm not going to feel guilty. Who are you talking to? What black folks do you know of is walking around saying, yo, white folks should feel guilty about what they did? Nobody gives a shit.
No, nobody gives a shit.
But see, that's the thing. I mean, again, they still doing it. They just doing it differently now. They're just not doing it as blatantly. So that's the thing that I think you're missing, brother, is that it's still out there. That's why they want to. Again, that's part of their holding on, because they, as you said, the part of the resentment. But because they're still doing it, they're doing it in a different form right now. They're not using straight up slavery now. They're using incarceration. They're using incarceration to do that.
Yeah, even though it's low key and like what's that word?
Subtle.
Subtle, yeah, it's subtle.
Being incarcerated is
still obvious. Even though it's subtle, it's still obvious. Like, nobody, like, we still don't give a shit. Like,
I mean,
look at the Trayvon Martin.
Yes, you can. Yes, you should.
Same thing, yeah, with the case too. Like, the dude was just trying to go home. He wasn't thinking about no white person or whatever. He's talking about. I mean,
let's keep it here. I mean, I don't know where you're from, brother, but for the most part, the people that's on the line is right now is from New York. What do you think that Stop and Frisk is about? Forgive me, brother, but let's keep it right here. The Stop and Frisk law in New York is pretty much about that slavery. They searching, and the easiest thing for them to do right now is to get your name in a database by hitting you with a disorderly conduct. So I mean, the part of the racism is they doing it blatantly, and we still allowing it. this is what I'm talking about, mind elevation. When you said that we don't care, but that's the thing, we should care because they're doing it right in front of us. And the obvious thing is they getting us blinded with the N-word, but yet they're still doing the Jim Crow thing with the incarceration. You know, they're doing it and other things, but they blinding us with the N-word and other things like that to keep us distracted about the way they're still enslaving us, the way they're still not allowing us to have power over ourselves. So again, we have to. I think kind of what you're trying to get at is that we have to start caring about our own community. For again, we go back to different things about what they did to the dude in Coney, to the statue in Coney Island. That to me is disrespectful, but you don't hear that coming out from our leaders in our community. To me, that's crazy. You know, it should be a bigger outcry. I mean,
you know why?
It should be a bigger outcry
it's like
about the
expecting a snake not to act like a snake, though. I mean, I'm expecting them to do something like that.
Yeah, you know why it's no outcry is because when you're used to having abuse, one more abusive act ain't gonna make you go, oh shit, I'm being abused. It's like we already know what's up with white folks. We already know what they do. We know how much they. My thing is, and to get back to the point you was making about our own community, the only solution to this system is black power. Is that dirty phrase again that nobody wants to do? It's like we always talk about what the system is doing to us, but then when we start talking about black power, then people start getting shaky, and I don't get it.
More like accountability.
I don't get it. There's no other solution to the problem than to empower our own communities, and the only way you do that is by taking control of them and stop making your shit integrated. We need to stop Shamar Moore and our shit up.
I think like the reason why black people are so collectively, I'm talking about black people
apathetic.
No, not apathetic, but it's just like I think they're shook collectively. When it's not just Africans in America, like throughout the Caribbean, maybe even African stuff. You know? We just shook, like we just scared.
I think Holip, I think you said it today. You said we comfortable.
Yeah, it's like we like if
posts.
you notice, this is the ultimate in hypocrisy, and people were so amped up about the video that I did that they didn't pay any attention and actually listen to the point that I was making. Shamar Moore said that he's not a black actor. He said that if you have an all-black cast, white people and other people will feel alienated and not go see the movie. Now, let's just take that. I'm not going to judge that statement. Let's just take it as reality and that that's true, according to him. My question is, what is his response to that? His response should have been to call them on their racism, because that's what it is. Black folks don't go and see a movie because white folks are black folks. They go and see a movie because they think the movie is good. When we went to see Pacific Rim, did we give a damn that there was like little to no black people in it? What, Idris Elba was in it? One black person?
I just want to see robots.
Yeah, we just want to see the concept and what it's about. We don't look at movies and judge it by who's in it. They said we ain't gonna go see that because that's white people in that movie. So what he should have did was call them out. He should have said, "Listen, why shouldn't you go see an all-black movie? What is the problem?"
Yeah.
But what does he do?
Because they feel that they can't relate to it.
Yes.
But you know,
what did he do?
But
what was his response to that?
You're talking about dudes, people who are again becoming, as the word that you just said, not wanting to be accountable to anyone, because if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. And guys in that type of position don't want to stand for anything, because you can't Tiger Woods that. You can't not be a person of color and then be subjected and get what the dude from Garcia said. I'm gonna have fried chicken and then get tight. You're not black though. See what I mean?
Right. And that's my point. The whole point that I was making with the video was, instead of him responding and addressing the real racism, what he did was he accommodated it. He pandered to it. So you guys won't see an all-black movie? Well, let me not make an all-black movie. Let me make a movie with some white folks in it so you can feel comfortable. Nobody does that for us.
Well, we don't do that because the biggest thing about that is the movie that what's the name made, Pastors of Christ. How can you have a movie about God and have no people of color in the movie? I mean, but they said that was on the perspective of whatever religion he was about. That was that perspective. But how can you do a movie in a black continent and not have no black people in it? But
I just recently saw a Geico commercial where they said the original design of the pyramids was wrong, and then they had a guy looking at the blueprint, looking like some guy that ran a 7-Eleven. Yeah. It wasn't no Arab in existence during the time of the building of the pyramids.
Yo, Holla, you're a big movie fan.
I gotta find that commercial.
Well, there was you brothers spoke on Richard Pryor. There's another joke about Richard Pryor. By Richard Pryor, about white people, why there aren't any blacks in some of these science fiction movies, because they don't plan for us to be here.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that.
In a world without black people.
Yo, Holla, I want to say
I still think that we need to be as multilingual as some of these foreigners come to the United States. Like, we need to learn their language. We need to learn some of their words. Because
foreigners come here, I'm sorry, go ahead.
They come here knowing how to speak to us black folk and antagonize us. We need to learn what is the equivalent in their culture, what is the equivalent to the word nigger, so we could throw it back at them.
Anybody who knows me knows what I'm about to say right now.
I know that's the doggish way to look at it, but like I said, I don't hear, maybe because I don't know the language, I don't hear Asians calling each other, greeting each other as we greet ourselves.
There is no we.
I hear Puerto Ricans greeting themselves now. What's up, my nigga? What's up?
Yeah, what is this we?
There is no we.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about.
And before we can do anything, we need to establish a we. There is no we. On a social, economic, political level, we does not exist. Whenever black folks talk about we...
That is one of the best sentences I've heard in this exchange.
Yeah, whenever black folks talk about we, and I'm talking about the average black person, when they say we, they're talking about aesthetically we, like just we look alike, so we talk about black folks. So because we all look the same or have variances of this complexion or some loose aesthetic similarity. It's never socially, it's never politically, it's never economically. That's real we. That's real us, that's real our. And until we establish that, we cannot go around thinking that we're going to establish some type of strategy and tactics based on this vague abstraction that we are. We can't be vague. We have to be concrete and tangible. And we need to address the fact, and this is a fact, and tell me if I'm wrong, black people get nervous when you start talking about black things. I've been dealing with it all of my life. All of my life. Everybody will get back and sit on a soapbox and complain about what's happening to us, but when the moment you start talking about black people empowering themselves, they screaming racism. They screaming discriminate. Oh, you can't do that. We all won. Fuck that. We are not all, for the record, for those in the chief seat, we ain't all one.
Right.
Tigers there's all animals in the fucking jungle. All of them is not the same.
Would you say that is sympathetic to that? That's a cause. I'm going to say that's a symptom. Would you say that is an effect of our sympatheticness towards mankind?
No, it's an effect of our brainwashing. The same people who enslaved us gave us religion and gave us a God, and I can point to verses in that Bible that's straight from a slave master. They ain't got nothing to do with God.
Oh, no doubt. No.
Well,
Loving your enemies is one of them. Obey your masters, or slaves obey your masters. That came from God.
Well, the Bible is politically induced to begin with, and until people see that, it's the basis of all religion to begin with. Controlling a mass group of
slavery.
People. Yeah, to control a mass group of people to ensure your economic power.
Well, that's the religion that we endorse here in America. Black folks, for the most part, are Christian.
Well, that's religion. That's religious philosophy throughout the world. Case in point, look at Catholicism. I said the brother with the video. Talk more about the video.
Oh, I
what, the video on Shamar?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Basically the point that I was making was how white folks are the real racists, but yet will accuse other people of being racist. It's like the fact that you won't go and see a movie because it has an all-black cast shows you a racist.
Yep.
Black folks don't do that. We don't go to judge and see a movie because it doesn't have any black people. I mean, Superbad. Did y'all see Superbad?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw
Superbad was a funny movie. It wasn't no black people in that movie.
Right.
Nope.
We can go and see a movie and deal with cultures that have absolutely nothing to do with us. Why you think black folks is in the kung fu movies and shit? Well, we saying, oh, damn, there ain't no black people in China. I ain't going to see that shit. We don't care about that stuff. So we more universal than anybody, yet we get accused of being... That's why you want to get me hot, talk some black racism bullshit. You want to get me hot, I will light your ass up. If anybody want to talk about, black folks are just as racist as anybody, get the fuck out of here.
Can I say something about that?
Young man, you are angry.
Need a hug.
Yeah. Can I say something about that really quick?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Justin.
One thing I noticed is I forget the gentleman's name. I think it was Smitty. He mentioned that if someone would approach him and say the N-word that's outside his culture, he would have an animosity towards him, which is kind of what they expect or what they've noticed throughout history. So what do? They get people who look like you and have them spew their perspective through them.